Hey, it's Kori Akemi, and today we're going to talk about living from within the heart. We're going to talk about how to speak to others from your heart, how to speak to yourself from your heart, and how to make sure your actions are in alignment with your heart space. I'm really excited for today's video, so let's begin. The first part to speaking to others from your heart space, you got to trust who you're talking to, because the people who deserve to know your inner truth and your sacred inner feelings, your story, anything that's personal to you that you feel like is really sacred to you, the people who deserve to know that information are people that you really trust. And I think what happens is the mistake that I see is that there are people in our lives where they say things like, I've known you my whole life, so you can trust me. Or you're my family, so you can trust me, tell me everything. And I think that's where people get very confused and they end up telling the wrong people their own sacred truth or how they really feel or things that are sacred to them. They speak it to the wrong person because of this whole belief system that because I've known this person for a long time or they're my family member, that automatically means that they get a pass and I can trust them. And what I want you to know is that that's not true, because if you really think about it, there's probably people in your family or who you've known for a long time who you don't really trust when it really comes down to it. And so do I. I have people in my family that I don't really trust too, to know everything about me. So it's really important that you filter out the people who you can trust and who you can't trust, and the people that you do trust deserve to know your heart. They deserve to know your inner truth, how you really feel, your story, anything that's personal to you. Okay, and another thing that I want to talk about is, how do you know if somebody is a trustworthy friend? Or if you want to make a new trustworthy friend, how do you know that they're trustworthy? Well, you have to put them through like a trial run or a test run. That's the only way I can say it to you that's going to make sense, is put them through a test. So give them some information about yourself or give them something to do and see if they follow through with it. If they can't follow through with what you tell them to do, or if you tell them, hey, keep that between you and me, and they can't do it and they spread it everywhere else, well, that means they're not trustworthy. So they don't deserve to know your truth. And you know that you can't really trust them with certain parts of your life, right? You can separate and kind of funnel people to, this person's for this, or this person I can trust for this, and I can't trust this person in this way, so you can kind of assess who's trustworthy and who's not trustworthy in your life. Another thing that I want to say is that trust isn't built in a day between two people. Trust is built over a period of time. And I recommend that, the trial run that I was talking about earlier, well, you give that person your trial run over the course of a year or 6 months. It's something that's built over time, and see consistently that you can trust them and they can trust you too. It's a two-way relationship where you can trust that person and they can trust you too. And that way, when you have more of these trustworthy relationships, you can develop people around you. Can start surrounding yourself with people who you can really speak to from the heart from, and they will speak from their heart to you, and you can have more genuine, authentic relationships, because everybody is not, there's no there's no fake person, there's no fake people around you, because everybody is genuine with you now, because you've learned who to pick, who's trustworthy, and you can surround yourself with those people and they will have them in your life, and it's just great. The next part to living from the heart is to speak to yourself with kindness, love, compassion, and empathy. It's so important to be kind to you. I think today, or at least I know for myself, I'm very critical, and sometimes so critical that it's debilitating, and I'm so harsh on myself that that's actually the thing that prevents me from moving forward in life. So remember that you are your best friend, and learn how to work with you. Work with yourself. Wherever you are right now, work with you. Forgive yourself for all the mistakes that you've made. That's not who you are right now. You know better, and moving forward, you are going to do things differently. So speak to yourself with love and compassion and grace and move forward. Always remember that, okay? Be open to your own inner growth. Remind yourself of that whenever you feel like you're getting critical, or you're putting yourself down, or you're judging yourself very harshly, or you feel regret and guilt. Remember that you did the best that you could, and moving forward, you're just going to do it differently, and that's the part of growing and learning and being a better person. And the fact that you're somebody watching this video right now says a lot about who you are, because you're willing to look at yourself and to be a better person and to grow in your life. So that's what I want you to remember, is to always, you are your best friend, and to speak to yourself from right here. The last part to living from within the heart is to make sure to double check that your actions are in alignment with your heart. So let me put it this way. Did you follow through with the promises that you set up for yourself today? So if you had a goal, promise, whatever you want to call it, of maybe giving yourself some me time today, did you follow through with that? Because I think that's a lot of things that people kind of put off. They put themselves off to the side and they put everything else in front of themselves. So they put their family, their parents, their kids in front of themselves, and they forget about here. They forget about who they are and what they need. So make sure that you follow through with the promises, the little gifts that you want to give yourself today. Make sure you follow through with that. So if you made a promise today that you're going to go on a run, you're going to go on an exercise class, or you're going to take that bubble bath, or you're going to meditate and give yourself me time, it's so important to keep those promises to yourself and to follow through with them, because that is an act. Remember, I said action. That is the act of self-love to yourself. It's not enough just to say, I love me, or I'm learning to love myself, or to give myself unconditional love. Those are just thoughts, ideas, and just, it's up here. You have to follow through with the action, and that's what I want to emphasize here in self-love. It's how you behave, it's how you act, it's how you treat yourself, whether it is giving yourself a healthy meal, or taking a bubble bath, or going on a walk, or listening to music, or giving yourself that time and space just to breathe from your busy day. You matter. And this video, what I want to say to you is that you matter, and to make sure that your actions that you always have, and you always create time for yourself and to follow through. If that's your promise today, make sure that you follow through with it and that you actually get it done. Today we talked about living from within the heart. We talked about speaking to others from your heart, talking to yourself from your heart, and also making sure that your actions are in alignment with your heart space. I hope today's video has helped you transform your life and will help you create the life that you want. Thanks for watching. For more Transform Your Life videos, please like and subscribe. Check me out on Instagram and Facebook at Kori Akemi. Until next time, bye.